Bro, we talked a lot of shit about the families, like families in South Park. The reason why is because there are some crazy messed up families out there. I ain't gonna lie. You might think your family is more dysfunctional, but I can probably hands down say that ain't nobody really the most dysfunctional as some of these South Park families. Today, what we're actually gonna do is we're actually going to take a look at the South Park moms. They're gonna rate them good to evil. And I'm like, look, if I'm gonna watch this video with myself, I might as well do a reaction and watch it with my family. I've been doing some incredible stuff on the channel, man. I'm talking about like, everything is up, everything is going well on the channel. Only thing I wanted to say is, look, hit that like button, keep continuing to support me. Just know that we upload every single day. Just to make sure that you don't miss it, go ahead and hit on the bell notification so that way you can be notified when we upload, my boy.
While South Park is a show that primarily focuses on the kids, many episodes focus on the adults. And while there are a lot of bad eggs,
man, his family is fucked up, bro. It ain't no way around that. Kenny's family is just fucked up.
In South Park, we'll be looking at the kids' parents, specifically their moms. Surprisingly, there are some good mothers in South Park. There are moms that truly care about their child's well-being. However, there are also bad mothers, and the mothers who can be straight up evil.
I don't know. I feel like Butters' mom is high on the list for what she tried to do with Butters, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. She's pretty fucking high on that damn list. But I think she did at the time think he was a demon spawn at the time. I don't know. It's just, it was a little weird. I can't remember that episode quite well, but pushing, okay, you know what happened. If I say it, could get demonetized. But y'all saw what happened. Kid Carm Lake, okay? Kid Car Lake, all right? That's it.
I'm Kifinosi with Wicked Binge, and this is South Park Moms, Good to Evil. We'll be starting off this list with the most good mom and working our way down to the most evil.
All right, let's hear it.
These are the good moms.
Let's
the
hear it.
gold medal of good goes to Linda Black. Token.
Okay, I can see her being high on the list, but here's I do have to say though, one, they did Drawing Dreads pretty damn good though. I like that. They did Drawing Dreads pretty good. But here's what I want to say. We don't really see a lot of her for her bad parts to even be displayed. So even though like I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, she get it by default, man. Shout out to her. I actually like that. You know what I'm saying? She's high on the list. Yada yada. It's just we don't see enough of Token's family to really compare and contrast them with a lot of people in South Park.
Token's mother. Not much is known about Linda nor Token's father, but they both raised a pretty well-adjusted kid. We know that Token is one of the more well-behaved students at South Park Elementary, and there are also moments in the show where Linda shows hospitality towards Cartman. For instance, when she lets him come into their home after Heidi broke up with him, and when she lets him and Leanne stay at their house in the episode 1%. It's safe to assume that Linda is a responsible and good role model for Token and the other kids of South Park. The silver medal of good goes to Sarah Vollmer, Jimmy's mom.
Ah, Jimmy's mom. Now that's a good contender. She's a really good contender. I'm not taking away from Token's mom. I think that's the best one that we have so far. But I was trying to figure out who could be next. And yes, Jimmy mom has to be next because she's always helping. I think it takes a bit of humility. I think it takes a bit of like patience and love and care to even have a child with disabilities, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's one girl that had a child with disabilities and, you know, she was just very warm and open-hearted. I think it humbled her to the point of knowing that, like, man, you know, we're just blessed. You count your blessings a little bit more.
Just like Token, Jimmy is also one of the more well-adjusted students in South Park Elementary. Jimmy's parents definitely deserve credit for raising Jimmy into the kid that he is. Sarah was concerned about Jimmy's well-being in the episode Crazy Cripples when he joined the gang. We know that Jimmy has a disability, but Jimmy has an optimistic attitude and participates in many extracurricular activities such as comedy and the Special Olympics in spite of his challenges.
Except for that one episode where he beat the fuck out of them, bro.
It has to take a really good mother to raise a bright child like Jimmy.
Thanks.
The bronze medal of good goes to Mrs. Daniels, Nicole's mom. Not much is known about Nicole's parents.
Okay, these are new episodes too. Like I'm still not even familiar with with Nicole. Like as much as I could be or should be, I'm not familiar, but I've been catching up with all the old episodes, and I'll eventually move towards the new ones for sure.
They were both seen in the episode Cartman Finds Love. It was shown that her mom and her dad both wanted different things for her. Her dad was skeptical about her relationship with Token because they had moved to a new town and she happened to date the only other black kid. However, Mrs. Daniels stepped up and defended Nicole's choice to be with Token instead of Kyle.
Yeah, be with whoever you want to be with. Stop making this shit weird.
This was what ended up making Nicole happy in the long run. Mrs. Daniels does have to be a little lower down on the morality scale for tolerating her husband's racist remarks. Next is Nancy Turner, Heidi's mom. Nancy's shown to care about her daughter, Heidi. She allows her to host a slumber party in the episode Margarine. However, she isn't as overprotective as her husband, Thomas Turner. Not much is known about Nancy, and she was shown to be positive and supportive of Heidi's relationship with Cartman. However, she does have to lose some points for allowing her daughter to remain in that toxic relationship, and then ending up becoming a female version of Cartman.
I don't think that it's like you allow that, but like me being a parent, bro, it's like you see your child like have bad behavior or have a certain type of behavior and you monitor it, and then if you think it's becoming a problem, you check it, you try to check it, do preventative action, make sure like, hey, look, just understand that this shit ain't gonna be tolerated. But you gotta understand that kids, even though they might be your kids, they aren't your people. You don't own your kids. You can't force them to do anything. You can suggest they do it, and you can give them disciplinary action to let them know this is something you should do, but ultimately they lead their own lives, and you can't stop kids from doing things behind your back. It's what a lot of parents don't get. So I don't blame her, but you just kind of like one of those things that is just like, well, you hope that she is being better and a better person, so you talk to her or whatever.
Next
That's what I think.
Is Mrs. Guillermo, the mother of Bryden Guillermo. Mrs. Guillermo's most prominent appearance was with her husband in the episode Elementary School Musical. We're putting her in the good section.
He slapped the shit out of everybody, bro. You stop it. Stop. You get a slap. This dude is hilarious, bro.
Because she shows support for her son's interest in basketball when her husband wanted him to just be an actor. She goes out of her way to defend Bryden, even to the point of receiving physical abuse from Mr. Guillermo because of it. At the end of the episode, she and her husband attend a basketball game to support their son. However, she does have to be marked down a bit for enabling Mr. Guillermo's abusive slapping habit. Last in the good section is the female...
I mean, he abusive. What do you want her to do, bro?
Counterpart to PC Principal, Vice Principal Strong Woman. Vice Principal Strong Woman and PC Principal give birth to quintuplets, known as the PC babies, in the episode The Problem with the Poo. Strong Woman cares a lot for her PC babies. However, at first she tries to hide her feelings for PC Principal and the fact that he's the father. Because of this, she and PC Principal get into a few arguments in front of the infants, which isn't good for their development. But the entire family does love and care for one another nonetheless. She also had a moment of neglect in the episode Buddha Box, when both her and PC Principal had Buddha boxes on their heads and left the babies unsupervised. The next
Whoa, hold on. And this is what I be talking about. You're gonna skip over the major fact. That shouldn't even be in the good part. She told PC Principal, she told their father, hey, you're not the father. You can't claim them. That has to be like, even just not acknowledging the fact that he has a father, it just, I guess you could say that technically that has more to do with the PC Principal than it does the kids. But I don't know. I just feel like if a man not acknowledges kids have a mother, not saying that they have a mother, everybody's gonna have to have a mother and have to have a father, but I'm just saying not acknowledging like, well, no, that's not your mother to the kids, even though they're kids, I still think that that's wrong, because that energy that you're like emitting to them is not good energy. So I don't know, man. I mean, Me personally, I just think she was wrong as hell for that. But then I am a father, so I could be putting myself into the mix. So,
Action is the gray area. These moms aren't as bad as the worst of the worst, but certainly have their fair share of poor moments. First up in the gray section, we have Craig's mom, Laura Tucker. In the earlier seasons of the show, Laura is seen as a poor influence on her son.
True.
She and Craig are seen flipping each other off, and Craig acts as a troublemaker at school. However, Laura is a bit higher up because she becomes a more relatively normal mother in the later seasons. While her husband was tough on Craig for his relationship with Tweek, she was seen to be more supportive of their relationship. Next in the gray area is Wendy's mom, Mrs. Testerberger. Not much is known about Mrs. Testerberger. In fact, she usually just appears as a background character. What we do know about her is that she participates in PTA and city council meetings in multiple episodes. So she must care about helping her community. This is probably where Wendy's liberal views come from.
Facts.
It's also shown that she's pretty strict and wants Wendy to do well. And Wendy is a good student in Mr. Garrison's class because of this parenting. However, Mrs. Testerberger, along with her husband, Mr. Testerberger, can be shown to be neglectful at times, often ignoring their daughter. A good example was when Wendy got in trouble for wanting to fight Cartman, and Mrs. Testerberger believed Cartman over Wendy when he came crying to their house. Could explain why Wendy acts out in some episodes, like when she shot Miss Ellen into the sun in Tom's rhinoplasty. Mrs. Testerberger also allowed her daughter to get breast implants in the episode Bebe's Boobs Destroy Society.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. That was a weird ass episode, bro.
Which is also worth mentioning. Next is Kevin's mom, Mrs. Stoley. Not much is known about Mrs. Stoley. She appears with her husband in the episode My Future Self and Me. Kevin's mom and dad are seen hiring a fake future self to mislead their son, similar to what
we got shit on the walls
Stan and Butter's parents did. We're guessing she probably isn't the best mom in the world since she was willing to lie to her son. Next up is Clyde's mom, Betsy Donovan. For most of the series, Betsy appears to be a fairly normal mom to Clyde, parenting him and reminding him to get his chores done. However, in her last appearance in the episode Reverse Cowgirl, she berates Clyde in front of the entire class for leaving the toilet seat up before her death.
I mean, apparently it's a serious thing, though. She died from it. Like, bro, I think that was worth mentioning. Saying, like, that was so silly. I mean, all of that's just silly as fuck. I mean, it's just like, look, how do you not see the toilet seat is down before you just sit? Women, why do y'all get so mad about the damn toilet seat? Just set it down. If it's that, like, all right, as a man, if we come in and the toilet seat is down, you know what we do? We lift it up. Like, why do y'all get so, you know what I'm saying? Why do y'all care so much? It's like, look, we walk in there, we like, oh, the toilet seat down. Guess what? Boom. Like, not even 2 seconds. And then it just be like, you leave that shit up and then, shut up.
In all fairness, she was
shut the hell up
right about leaving the toilet seat up, because this is what led to her eventual demise. However, the fact that she decided to embarrass Clyde about that in front of his class gives us a good idea of the kind of mother we're dealing with here.
Facts.
Next up, we have Sharon Marsh. Yes, Sharon is definitely the more level-headed parent of the Marshes, and she's shown to love and care about Stan and Shelley deeply. Sharon is seen in multiple episodes taking care of Stan and offering him support and guidance.
She got a piece of shit in her hand.
She tries to lend him a listening ear when he was depressed about the pandemic, and she was shown reading him a bedtime story in Cartoon Wars. It was also revealed that she loved Shelley so much that she killed herself when she found out Shelley was dead in the post-COVID specials. However, what puts Sharon in the gray area instead of the good is the fact that she constantly enables Randy's reckless behavior. There are also moments where Sharon goes along with whatever Randy does and can be just as neglectful as he is. Sharon constantly gets into verbal fights with Randy in front of the kids instead of getting divorced from him and removing the kids, which is harmful to Stan and Shelley.
But she's not gonna get divorced from that man. One, he's the primary breadwinner. Two, I think she likes how he, like, all right, so, like, imagine a life. You go home, you eat, you sleep, you shit, you go to work, you do the same thing every single day. Like, imagine a life like that. Then imagine a life like, well, once a month, something really crazy happens. Nobody really gets hurt, and it's kind of exciting. It's like, which life would you take? You get the other stuff. I mean, you get all the same stuff. You still get paid. You still get money. You got to take the more exciting life. It's because it's like it's more exciting. Like, yeah, she gets mad and she argues with him, but I mean, Randy did save the town. Then he fucking diverted the lava and killed other people. Ooh, he's done a lot of shit.
Sharon is also completely oblivious to the fact that Shelly has been beating up Stan when she's not around. Sharon also does have moments where she lets her emotions get the best of her. For example, in Dead Kids, when she went crazy over the school shootings. But in all fairness, it was because she didn't want her son getting killed.
Right.
Nonetheless, she still tries her best to mother her kids, even if dealing with Randy can feel like having a third child. Next up is Harriet Biggle, the mother of Henrietta and Bradley Biggle. Harriet is shown in the series to have a strained relationship with her daughter Henrietta, causing Henrietta to act out and dress and act goth.
She doesn't even have to do that. She just chooses to.
It's shown that Henrietta holds a lot of resentment towards her mother, and Harriet doesn't do much to parent Henrietta. When Henrietta calls her insulting names, she seems to respond in a positive way and claims her daughter is just being creative.
Hell no.
However, Harriet does attempt to send Henrietta to a camp in Goth Kids 3 Dawn of the Posers for her out-of-control behavior, but most of the damage has already been done. Last up in the gray area, we have Bebe's mother, Mrs. Stevens. Not much is known about Mrs.
I got some big-ass tits, I'll tell you that.
Stevens, but in the few episodes we've seen of her, she seemed to be pretty dumb and not the best influence over Bebe. She was shown giving Bebe poor advice when her breasts started coming in Bebe's boobs destroy society, and when Bebe asked her what 6 times 8 was, she responded by saying those are 2 completely different numbers. She and her husband also allowed Bebe to host an egregious, stupid, spoiled whore party in their home. That's it for the gray area.
Oh man, you could tell what kind of mom she, or what kind of kid she was. Teen, preteen, adult, ratchet, thought.
Now we'll be getting into the worst of the worst. These are the bad to evil. First up is Tweek's mom, Mrs. Tweek. While Mrs. Tweek doesn't appear as often as her husband Richard Tweek does, she still deserves a spot in the bad section for abusing her son by feeding him too much coffee. Tweek is way too overcaffeinated, and neither of his parents are aware that it's the cause of Tweek's physical and mental issues. Tweek is frequently seen to be overly jittery and anxious throughout the show. She and her husband instead blame it on attention deficit disorder. Next,
I have never really realized that, bro. That's interesting that they say that. I've not even realized that. Like, I know that Tweek was on all that coffee, but I didn't know that's why they blamed it on that. I thought he actually had the disorder, and then they just gave him coffee to add matters worse. To add matters worse, make matters worse, add fuel to the fire. Did I combine those two? Okay.
Next up, we have Sheila Broflovsky.
Oh, shit.
The traditional way to get business insurance sucks. Days and weeks, calls back and forth, only to...
Sheila is one of the worst mothers in South Park. She's frequently seen starting fights, like how she tried to put a stop to Terrence and Philip in the episode Death, and went to war with Canada in South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. She was also seen getting into a fight with Mr. Garrison for having a Christmas play and not including Hanukkah in the episode Mr. Hanky the Christmas Poo. It's also been shown that Sheila's anger and short temper have rubbed off on Kyle, which is where he gets it from. Sheila would much rather pick a fight and start a war, rather than simply sit down and listen to her kids. It was also revealed in It's a Jersey Thing that Sheila spent some time in New Jersey, making Kyle part Jersey. Sheila was completely oblivious throughout season 20 that Gerald was the troll, and then went ballistic on...
Well, I mean, he was doing it behind her back. It wasn't like she knew, though.
Kyle and Ike when they were trying to find answers to the whole thing. There are also multiple moments in the show where Sheila and Gerald have sex with each other while Kyle and Ike are in the house, and then the two of them walk in on their parents, scarring them for life. Sheila often gives Kyle the responsibility of watching and looking after Ike instead of doing it herself, which is a bad idea because Kyle's been shown to be irresponsible with Ike at times, like when he kicks the baby, or when he sent Ike on a train off to Nebraska. Overall, Sheila is a strict and overprotective...
Hey, I remember when Ike went off on his ass, he's like, come on, kick the fucking baby, man. Kick the baby. I was finna beat Kyle ass, boy.
Mother. And despite her flaws, she still raised two really smart boys and wants her kids to do well in school, which doesn't make her as evil as the next few moms.
That's fact.
The bronze medal of evil goes to Leanne. Of course, the mother of the most wicked kid in South Park belongs in this section. Leanne Cartman raised
But she do love him, though. She do love him, man. And she a single mother, though.
a complete monster. We all know how evil her son Cartman is, being the show's main antagonist. On the surface, Leanne appears to be a sweet lady, and she can be very nice to others in many episodes. However, she's not in any way a good mom. She constantly spoils Cartman and gives into his bad behavior. She often buys him whatever he asks for, whether that's a Wii or a PSP. She doesn't know how to say no to him, nor put her foot down at all. Because of this, she raised a complete narcissist. However, it's been shown that Leanne has some narcissism of her own. Leanne is selfish in that she only uses her son to gain approval for herself. Leanne treats Cartman as less of a son and more of a friend to be there for her so she won't feel lonely. This gives Cartman the idea that he can behave however he wants. Leanne calls in the dog whisperer, Caesar Milan, in the episode to help tame Cartman. Leanne and Caesar are able to get Cartman to change his ways for a short time, until Leanne reverts back to her old parenting habits, causing Cartman to go back to his old ways. Leanne doesn't take Cartman's health and obesity into consideration, and she's frequently shown feeding him and buying him whatever unhealthy food he wants.
Yeah, boy. Cartman looked fucked up right there, boy. I'm surprised he's still alive, boy.
Such as Chipotle or KFC, mainly the chicken skins though. However, we do have to consider the fact that being a single mother is not easy, and Leanne does get better at parenting Cartman in later seasons. The icing on the cake though that gives Leanne the bronze medal of evil is her constant promiscuous behavior. Leanne is known for having sex with lots of men.
Whoa! No.
Which her son is well aware of. This can sometimes happen around Cartman, or right in front of him, which is extremely abusive. Leanne's sexual behavior is what caused Cartman to be unaware of who his father was for many seasons of the show. At first, Leanne lied to Cartman and told him that she was a hermaphrodite, and that she was his father, until the truth did come out that Jack Tennerman was his real father. The Silver Medal of Evil goes to Kenny's mom, Carol McCormick. Carol, along with her husband Stuart, are neglectful parents. She's an alcoholic who's frequently seen drinking and getting into physical fights with her husband Stuart in front of their kids.
But let's not forget, she damn near has him a baby every fucking day, bro. That would fuck with you, bro.
Kenny, Kevin, and Karen. She once even gave Stuart a black eye in the episode Chicken Lover. She and her husband are impoverished and can hardly provide basic needs for their children. Carol is shown to hold a lot of resentment towards Stuart for drinking constantly and not getting a job when she does the same herself. Now, the abuse Kenny experiences from his mother at home was so bad that he and his siblings were taken away from their parents and put into foster care in the episode The Poor Kid.
Damn.
Nonetheless, despite Kenny's challenges and lack of a positive maternal figure, he still turned into a pretty good kid.
He is a
the
good
Gold
kid.
Medal of Evil goes to Butters' mom.
Oh,
Linda Scott.
right. Okay,
Butters'
okay,
parents have
yeah.
done a lot of messed up things to him. And while Linda may not be as strict as her husband, Steven, she's still gone along with and enabled many of the things Steven has done, such as all of the frequent groundings. A good example is...
Yeah, she don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about Butters, man. Man, shout out to my boy. He look like he's turned into a pretty nice guy. I actually haven't watched the rest of the post-COVID. I really need to.
how they grounded Butters in his room for 16 years during the pandemic.
Damn!
They also both tried to sell him to Paris Hilton in the episode Stupid Spoiled Horror Video Playset.
They did!
In the episode Margarine, they thought Butters was dead, so they chained him up to the basement when he came back to the house and killed a woman with a shovel and tried feeding her to him. They also sent him to a mental health institute and had him anally probed by a machine.
No, Butters!
The death of Eric.
No!
She and Steven also physically assaulted Butters in the episode Jared Has AIDS. Even with all that though, what really gives Linda the gold medal of evil is attempting to murder her son. In Butters' very own episode, Linda took Butters for a car ride.
Look at her, bro. Fucked up ass, boy. Damn, look, you look like a sack of hay on a fucking dummy. Stupid ass. I'm figuring out this shit, boy. You got split ends of ramen noodles, stupid ass, boy. You need to get that shit figured out. I stuck a fork in the microwave. No, boy. You know what I wanted to say, but I just YouTube punked the fuck out of me one time, bro. Like, they gave me a copyright strike for saying some shit. It's like, you were suggesting. I was like, I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just making jokes. Just jokes.
And pushed the car into a lake, attempting to drown her son. If that isn't wicked mothering, we don't know what is. And not wicked in the good wicked binge sense. It's bad. Now, we will be moving on to the Deadly Sins medals. These are the mothers who will take home the medals for pride, lust, wrath, and gluttony. The pride medal goes to Vice Principal Strong Woman.
I can see that.
She's very prideful about her strength as a woman and mother, to the point of trying to conceal who the father is.
Ah, okay.
Of course, the lust medal has to go to Leanne Cartman.
All right, man. So look, that's the video for today, man. I just wanted to do this video because I thought that would be interesting. Now, I do want to do a few more, like the villains or who's the most evil and stuff like that. But if you guys want to see more videos like this from this channel, then let your boy know, man. Just let your boy know. So yeah, like I said, I kind of had speculations that it could be Kenny's mom that'd be the most evil, but I didn't even think. I knew it would have to be Kenny or Butters. I knew it had to be Kenny or Butters' mom, bro. But anyways, y'all, let me know who y'all thought was gonna be, not who made it to the end, but just let me know who y'all thought was gonna be the most evil from the beginning, all right? Y'all, man, I appreciate y'all being on this journey with us, man. I have some crazy ass announcements. I have written down something in this notebook that is going to be very amazing for the channel. I think that y'all are really gonna love this, man. Really gonna love this. It has something to do with South Park, something to do with I can't talk too much. No, it's not the South Park video game. Y'all, love y'all. Be safe. Peace.